Hi, my name is Spencer, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the Kare app. So just a little bit of background about myself. I used to work in the hospital, and I worked with a lot of patients who often didn't know what their next steps were. And at the same time, a lot of the doctors I worked with were unable to get records from other doctors that their patient was working with because they were locked in different systems. So that's why we developed the Kare app. It was to give kidney transplant patients an idea of where they were in the journey and also to help them have control of their own data. So let's go ahead and get started. We just fill out some quick onboarding here. We're just going to type in our name, phone number, and email address. Go ahead and provide our personal details, date of birth, sex, height. We'll say weight, and we'll go next. We'll say yes, we have ESRD. Our last GFR was pretty low, and we don't have a referral yet. So we can see our journey here. We can see that we can swipe through and see what's coming next. But right now we're currently on stage 1, which is identification. So we need to see whether or not we're actually eligible for a kidney transplant. So we're going to go ahead and fill out this brief questionnaire that's just going to try and identify whether there's any contraindications to us getting a kidney transplant. So we're going to go ahead and say no to everything because that's going to mean that we don't have any contraindications and we do indeed qualify. So now that we know we qualify, we're on to that next step, which is going to be referral. So let's say I don't know where I'm going to find a referral. I can go ahead and just type in my zip code and search and see the nearest center to me is going to be in UC San Diego, 6.8 miles away. So perfect. I'm going to go ahead and click there. Maybe I can go ahead and give them a call, or I can visit their website to learn more about their program. And let's say I ended up figuring out that I'm going to get my transplant there. I got a referral. I can say, boom, I received my referral, and then now we're on to the next step, which is getting an evaluation. So before I actually get my kidney transplant, I need to go through this testing, which is going to involve a physical. It's going to involve some lab work, cardiac testing, cancer screening, PFTs, and a psychological evaluation as well. So let's say I go to my physician and I get my physical done. I can say, boom, I mark that as complete. And let's say that that doctor gave me this handwritten note here in that classic doctor's handwriting that's describing my visit, right? I don't even know what I'm looking at. Maybe the next doctor's not going to know either. Luckily, I can go ahead and just upload that document here. And what this is actually going to do is it's going to send that information to our back end, and we're going to have an AI agent actually interpret the document and extract meaningful, structured information and store that as a FIRE JSON format in the back end. So here we go. We can actually see what the contents of that document were, and now that's going to go ahead and be stored on our back end. And so another feature we have here is that we can actually chat with our chatbot. So we can say, what happened at my last doctor's appointment, right? We can see what happened in my last doctor's appointment. It was a physical exam. I can see some stuff that comes from the note, and then it's going to say, I am cleared for transplant evaluation, right? So now I can see where I'm at, and I see that I'm on the next step here. So I can go ahead and get my labs done, boom, and maybe now it's time for a cardiac evaluation. Now let's say I go to my cardiologist and they are requesting some information about me, about where I'm at in the journey, right? Just showing them this app isn't going to be very useful, but luckily what we can do is we can go and export our data, and we can go ahead and export a clinical summary of our data. So we're actually going to have an agent here generating a summary of where we are based on all of the information we've entered, that's also taking into context the actual transplant pathway. And so we can go ahead and see that here, and we can go ahead and just share that directly to our provider. And what that's actually going to do is that's going to send them in an email a structured PDF document that's going to have that same exact information that we just saw. So we can also go ahead and see, just briefly here, what the JSON looks like in the back end, right? So we actually do have this all stored structured, and this will be helpful for any future integrations with EHRs. But yeah, that is the essence of our app, our Kare app. It gives patients a way to understand where they are in the kidney transplant journey, a way to store and control all their data, and it gives them a way to have intelligent conversations, understand more deeply where they're at via our AI agents, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed the demo, and take care. Bye-bye.